Well, hello, I'm Todd Cotta. This is King's Gun Center TV, and instead of morning coffee sessions, this will be our lunch break session.
Works for me.
I'd like to welcome Ari. He's the owner of Mil Spec Armory in San Jose. Where's your store located at?
It's on Meridian, almost on Hamilton, 1584 Meridian Avenue.
And you can have a gun store?
It's not easy.
San Jose? Oh my
We
gosh.
can. We've been there almost 4 years.
Wow.
Started from scratch.
You know, the reason why he's sitting here is because 4 years ago, him and I were both invited to a conference together, and our rep put us together, about 4 or 5 of us together, and 3 of us, and you're going to meet Joey here in the next few months when we open up his new range, but 3 of us, Joey, Ari, and myself, we've kind of used each other as a bouncing idea boards and all kinds of crazy things that we've done, and every year we seem to either meet up in Texas or meet up in Las Vegas.
Or here.
And now we're down here, and you'll be seeing a video of some drone work on the building, and that's his drone doing the work. It's pretty cool.
Unless it crashes, then not me.
I won't fly it, so it won't be my fault.
All right.
Well, I promised you guys on Facebook yesterday that we were going to talk about California compliant guns, and we were going to talk about different ways to make them compliant. And between some of the guns that we have and a bunch of guns that you brought down, we have lots of things to look at right now. We got to run through it real quick so we can be concise about this and we don't have to run this video too long. But everybody knows that there is a few brands out there that are sticking out above the rest when it comes to either modifications on the guns or magazine releases. And we're going to show you 5 different guns that have different kinds of stocks on it, and we're also going to show you 2 different kinds of mag releases and leaving your gun the way they were before. Real quick, review of law. You cannot have a protruding pistol grip, you cannot have a flash hider, and you cannot have a collapsible buttstock.
Correct. Or vertical pistol grip.
Or vertical pistol grip on the front.
Correct.
We have confirmed, though, that the angled foregrip isn't, you can't wrap your hand around it, therefore it's not.
Correct. It's still acceptable.
Exactly. Once again, all of these laws are kind of on hold right now because the new Attorney General, because Kamala is now a senator. Something like that. Now that we have the new Attorney General in, he looked at the laws and goes, oh, we can't implement this. So there is a stay for 1 more year before all of the registration and all those things happen with these guns right now. Although the law is still intact and the rules apply today, but the registration portion and all that stuff has been delayed now, according to the CRPA and the lawsuits that were filed. We will have CRPA on in about 3 weeks in our morning coffee sessions to do that and just talk about exactly what's happening with these. So we're looking forward to that conversation here coming up pretty quick. So, without further ado, let's go over the very first one. This is one we've been selling a lot of, and we have it in gun form and we have it in parts form, and that is, you can grab that one here real quick. Sure. This one here is the Thorson FRS15. What this one does is it replaces the stock and the grip, and you can see how instead of coming down it comes this way. You can still wrap your thumb around it, although the problem that we have found a couple things is your finger's still a little bit far forward. You lose your bullet button, but on the other side of the gun, your thumb doesn't quite reach, and we can't show you that, but your thumb doesn't quite reach the safety on the gun. When it's way out there. Now they do have the new quarter safety that's coming out on the new Saint from Springfield. That's the one we don't have here right now today. But that's the only thing we found with this one. It's a long reach for your thumb to get around there. Seems to be very comfortable. We are running this stock in our range on our range gun. Runs about $145 for the kit, and I will tell you, to install this thing, it's a breeze. It really is easy. It's 2 little pins here that hold up, that get rid of your buffer tube, but it still has the 6 position down here, and then it's 1 nut right here that just screws in.
Now, Todd, do you remove the buffer tube, or does this go over?
This is the existing 6 position buffer tube. Just slides right on. These 2 pins, there's a block right here, so it won't come off, and then there's just 1 screw right here. It's done.
Pretty simple.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is the FRS15 from Thordsen Customs out of South San Francisco.
Very nice.
Now, we're going to be going into some more in-depth guns. Let's talk about this one here first. Let them know what we're talking about with this gun.
Okay, so this is, again, a featureless build. So one of my employees' conversion to featureless. And it's got a few options on it. Again, It does not have a flash suppressor. It has a muzzle brake on it. It has a grip with a fin, so you can't wrap your thumb around it, which does not make it a pistol grip.
This is Exile Machines.
Exile Machines.
Back fin. That's what
Correct.
they call it.
Yes.
And what does this one run?
$25 for the back fin, but you also need to buy a Myad 1.1 grip from
Magpul.
Right. So
Yes.
the Myad grip has adjustable back straps, and the Exile machine is designed to fit in place of one of those back straps.
Okay, so it just slides right up, locks in, tighten it on, and you're good to go with that, huh?
Correct.
Good. We're going to talk about this stock in a couple more guns,
Correct.
but we do want to
But
talk about this.
Right. It is not collapsible. You cannot
Yes.
adjust it out by pulling on it, so it is no longer a collapsible stock.
Yep. So that's what makes this gun compliant, and you can't get your thumb through this little hole right here as you're shooting.
Right.
It,
The nice thing when you go featureless is you get to have a regular magazine release.
Yes.
And that's the one big benefit. The nice thing about these particular grips is it's got a very big shelf for your thumb. It helps you stabilize it a little bit. Once you don't have your hand around that pistol grip, your gun starts to lose a little bit of
Is it difficult to put this thing on safe?
You can do it from here. But
Okay.
one of the things about the safety is you will need to have an ambi safety.
Yes.
Either that,
Because you can't
or
reach around to this side.
You'll
You
have
have
to
to
reach
take-
around with your hand this way.
Exactly. So then ambi-safety would be another addition
Correct.
to this gun.
It's not a necessity, but it sure makes life.
So a fixed stock with a Myad adjustable stock from Magpul with the back fin, you're talking maybe about $125 total cost. And when you add this, now you're going to be up to about $150.
Right, but without the ambi, you're up there.
Yeah. Okay.
All of it is pretty simple to install.
Good. The next one. This one's been very popular because of its look. And when you go to Hera Arms and you see the complete conversion for standard AR-15s, not the California compliant ones, they are very modern and futuristic looking with the front
Right.
with the front pieces on this one. But what Hera Arms out of Germany has done is they blanked out this plate right here, so you can't get your thumb through, which makes it now a qualified stock. The stock runs about $100 and
$100 and a quarter.
$130. It does have some unique features to it, though. Example is this pops off, and you have a Picatinny rail right down here on the bottom. Somehow, you got it off earlier. There you go. So you do have a rail section right down here. It does come with a QD on both sides
On
here.
both sides.
Okay. You did have to lose on this gun.
Right, this is my rifle, and it came straight from POF. I did lose the collapsible stock. It came with an ambi single point QD end plate.
Yes.
And in order to get this stock on there, we had to go back to just a simple end plate.
A regular stock, a regular end plate here
Right.
to fit in there.
Right.
Any problems with installing this thing on the gun?
A little bit. So it fits right over your existing carbine buffer and buffer tube. The big issue with it is the angle that you hit with the stock. The screw that's on the inside has a hex head. You can't get at it at a straight point, so you have to use like a ball-ended hex.
Okay.
So if you don't have one, there is a tool you have to go out and buy with some length to it. Aside from that, it was fairly simple. Remove your stock, remove your grip, push
Now
it on.
you shot this one yesterday, right?
Yeah, we went out and shot, pretty much, my guys and I went out and shot most of these rifles. And tried to see which ones felt better, which were more stable, which were kind of a little bit loose in your hand when you're shooting. Out of all of them, I probably like the Exile a little bit more than this, but very close second was this guy.
We'll be going to the Exile in just a minute. Huh?
Okay.
Good. Okay, so this is the Hera Arms CQR, about $125 for this stock, and with the right tools, just pops right on.
Right.
And this is a regular 6-position.
Right.
Nothing changes. You just slide it in there, clip it on, you're ready to go.
Exactly, as long as you have a standard end plate.
Standard end plate.
You just
Great.
push it right on.
CQR from Hera Arms. We're going to be moving on to the oldest one in the group because Monsterman has been for years marketing this item even before all the craziness started. It's probably what 4 or 5 year old part right here.
And they had a different grip also that was very blocky, which was not quite as good.
A lot of guys, though, have mimicked this by using Kydex and some screws. Kind of the cheap way of getting it done, basically.
Right, they just kind of heat it around a grip and then kind of screw it together.
Yeah.
It's not entirely permanent. Not sure how DOJ is going to view that when it's
Yes.
that easy to take apart.
Yeah.
But it's been copied and with some success, usually not so much success.
Yes, but Monsterman is the one that really got this ball rolling many years ago.
Right. The grip is very sturdy, very stable. As far as the part, it's not a thin Kydex. It's not floppy in any way. Very easy to install. You remove your old grip, take the screw out of it. Watch out for your spring and your plunger.
Comes in right here.
Right.
Yep.
Right
Easy
on the
enough.
inside. You put this one in the same way you would any grip into the AR, and you're done. It's maybe a 2-minute job if you're talking and taking it slow.
Sure.
And then on this guy here, we've also got the MOE fixed stock from Magpul and a muzzle brake. Makes it featureless. Pretty
Yeah,
simple.
well, we're going to compare this one against the next one. And remember, with this MOE stock, the fixed stock, it slides right over the top of your
Right.
6-position collapsible tube.
Right.
So you don't need a rifle length tube for this stock. And it looks like I have a spacer here, and it's got your set screw right here.
Correct.
Very easy to install these.
Very easy.
And so this is a good combination. What is this combination with the muzzle? We know it's got to have a muzzle brake or a compensator. So not including that price, because they're all over the map from 30, 40 bucks all the way to the Landtech Dragon for 140 bucks.
Right.
I
You're
mean,
looking between $70 and $95.
Okay. Good. That is the
Monsterman grip.
Monsterman grip with the
Magpul.
Magpul stock. Good. Now here comes the beast.
Yeah, this one's on a 308. So,
Remember earlier we talked about this. This is the back fin from Exile Machines. This one does have the ambi safeties on it. Has a couple of nice triggers, nice features on this gun by far. But we've already talked quite a bit about this, but let's talk about this compared to what we just saw on the Magpul MOE.
right. This is the Luth AR rifle stock. So it's a little bit longer than the other options, fixed options that we've seen. The Magpul, the Hera, they're a little bit on the short side. This one is a longer stock. This one is adjustable, not collapsible. So you can adjust the cheek riser, you can adjust the length, but it's not a quick collapse. You have to actually undo some screws. And
This one was
things around.
originally on what gun?
The first time I saw this was actually on POF's Warhog.
Okay.
It's been selling for a while. It's a very comfortable stock for a rifle. Very adjustable to the shooter. The drawback when you're doing a conversion is that you will need a rifle length buffer and tube and spring. So you have to convert to rifle length to use this. Overall, out of all the stocks, this is my favorite.
When you look at the price of the MOE, 69, 70 bucks for something like that?
The MOE, I believe, is about 40.
Oh, 40, okay, because it's not the adjustable and it doesn't have the...
Correct.
Okay, compared price, how much is this one compared to that one?
This one's 140.
Okay.
It's a
And that doesn't include the buffer tube or the spring?
Does not.
The buffer, yeah. So you're talking about a substantial investment over that, but I can see the value
right.
in this one.
So it depends on what you're going to do with shooting. If you just go into the range every now and then and you're maybe taking a class, if you shot your rifle, especially if you're smaller in stature, the other stocks are going to be great. If you're like me, you got longer arms a little bit, you want a little bit more distance in your rifle, this is a great option because it gives you so many adjustments, especially on something like this. This is a rifle that can be shot at huge distances. And you want to make sure you're comfortable. You want to make sure your cheek is aligned correctly.
Sure.
And it really comes out being a great option.
Yes,
You have to work
really
for it a
love
little bit, but absolutely happy with this stock.
That is the... Who makes this one?
Luth.
Luth AR. Where are they from?
I don't know.
It's interesting. Luth, what an interesting name. I've never seen one of these before, and I love it. Absolutely love it. I'm going to have to get some of those in. So the Luth in combination with the Exile makes it a nice... Remember, we wouldn't be forced to do this if we didn't live in a communist state. I get that. But at least we have some advancements that make it almost palatable.
Correct.
Okay. All right, there goes. Yeah.
Before we move on, the one thing about the Exile stock, so they
Yes.
make it in a left and a right. It's a great purchase for not being able to get your hand around there.
Sure.
As far as these California grips go. A negative thing for people to keep in mind is if you do a lot of tactical shooting and you do any kind of a class with offhand, I'm going to flip it over instead of turning it around. But if you look at the other side, it's flat. You lose all the advantages of the other side when you go offhand.
Sure.
So, and a rifle like this, where most of its life is going to be longer distance, maybe from a bag or a bipod prone, it is an excellent option. If you're doing tactical courses, maybe not the best.
Okay. Okay. Great. And we have one more stock to show you here real quick. And that is, actually, no, we're moving from stocks. Now we're going to bullet buttons.
We're going to bullet buttons.
Bullet buttons.
So this is the new Patriot mag release from Bullet Button.
Yes.
The bolt's open, but I'm going to have to close it. It also has one of the Magpul bad levers.
Yes.
It does help out when you're working this button because everything is done from the one side.
Yes.
So with this, when you go empty, your bolt's going to be back.
Yes.
One of the things you must do to remove the magazine is your bolt has to go forward. That's why we have a bad lever on this,
Sure.
on this rifle. And then once you're at the forward position, you pull it, you detach the upper from the lower,
And then the bolt
you
button.
drop your magazine, you get your next magazine, you load it, charge it, and you're ready to go.
Okay. So that's one version of it.
That's one version.
One version. There's another version that has the screw. This one screws from this side with an Allen wrench, looks like. The other one
Right.
comes from the other side. That's the reloaded one.
That's the AR maglock version.
AR maglock,
So
yes.
this is actually the bullet button version. It's very easy to change. When you buy the package, it comes with the extended pin and a little bit of paracord. I'd change this to maybe a heavy keychain loop.
Yeah, loop, yeah.
'Cause, what I did find is that sometimes when you close it, the paracord gets caught inside.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
that would be a problem. It's very simple to change because they give you the Wonder Wrench from Bullet Button. You stick it into your existing bullet button. It fits on the top of the nut that's on the inside. You unscrew
Spin
that,
it
you
out.
take everything out, you put in the new one, you tighten it in, make your adjustments, and you're pretty much done.
Unless it's an M&P.
Yes, well, that's a Smith & Wesson issue. They do like their red Loctite.
Oh my gosh, we've broken so many of those things. Okay, so we have this one. The other one comes around here and it touches around the side of your, very similar, except the way they're connected. So if you do have a malfunction with a bullet stuck or a partially, and it's a whole other video to talk about malfunctions
Right.
with these things.
You can get through it.
But you can get through it by unscrewing it from this side, popping it out, and then your magazine will fall out.
Right, or as we experimented earlier, you pull the pins and it will separate enough to get your magazine out.
Exactly, exactly. The final one we're going to talk about here today. Now, okay, this one here costs about what?
$49.95, I believe.
49. So, for the big spenders out there, we have Cross Armory's Safe Mag and Quick Pins. Combined, you're talking about $230. This one here goes in the back of your gun. You just squeeze, it pulls the pins out, it opens up. As it opens up, the Safe Mag automatically drops the magazine out of the gun. So it's one less step you have to do. But these are very difficult. They have shims to put on it. It does have some new pins and some other stuff. It takes quite some time to get these installed because you have to separate, you have to totally disassemble this piece and reassemble it on the gun. A lot of little parts.
It's a pricey option.
Yes.
I have not actually held a gun that has that. I've seen some videos. It's very quick.
Yes, it is.
Very quick. But pricey, difficult option.
Sure. Well, there you go. We have a whole bunch of guns we just showed you. You can always rewind the video here. Look back at what we talked about. When you talk about ease of use and ease of install and those things, they're all about the same as long as you understand the nuance of how to install those things.
Right.
I did like the Luth
Right.
That was
yeah.
very nice. Very
It's
nice.
very comfortable to shoot also.
I'm still not totally sold on putting a mag button lock and leaving the gun the same, because if there is a malfunction, it's a murder to try and fix that malfunction with a frozen mag release.
Right, and the problem here is we have people making laws that have no concept of the overall use of these
Yes.
sporting rifles.
Yes.
And by trying to, well, and I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, by trying to make life safer for the public, they're actually making it more dangerous in some
Exactly.
ways.
Well, that wraps up our time today. I want to thank you for coming all the way down from San Jose to come
Thanks for
sit and
having
do
me.
this. And we do have a good time together whenever we hang
Always.
out. And thanks for bringing your guns down and sharing them with our viewers today. It's just it's good for everybody. Remember, you can always subscribe to the channel. If you're ever in San Jose, go by Mil Spec Armory. It's right there. You can't miss it. And go see Ari and tell him hi.